Hi, it's Faith and Heart. This is our fresh tale. Sit back and enjoy. Deep red wine pouring over my cheeks, costly Cabernet seeping into my elegant silk top. A young, fair-haired lady shouting that her spouse controls this eatery, and she has the right to eject whoever she pleases. 50 onlookers gazing at me as though I was the night's main attraction. And in that instant, all that crossed my mind was how the wine would leave a permanent mark. And I truly cherished this top. I refused to shout in return. I held back tears. I denied her the pleasure of seeing me break. I simply dabbed my face deliberately with a cloth, met her gaze once more, and uttered the sole phrase that mattered. I hope that brought you some comfort. Then I gathered my handbag, expressed regret to my client for the interruption, and exited the venue carrying every shred of composure I could muster. My name is Elena Whitaker. I'm 34 years old, and the lady who publicly shamed me before a crowded dining room is my former husband's current spouse. The establishment she boasted about, the one she declares belongs to her, I crafted every detail of its appearance. I provided the startup funds. I poured 7 years of effort into creating it. But allow me to step back, because this tale doesn't begin with wine splashing my features. It begins nearly a decade earlier, when I was naive and foolish, convinced that affection alone would carry us through. I encountered Marcus Langford at a culinary event when I was 25, newly graduated from Interior Design College, brimming with ambitions, fully persuaded that life would treat me gently. He was 32, working as a junior chef in an average dining spot, and he spoke of cuisine as though it were literature. He shared his vision of launching his personal venue one day, an authentic eatery filled with character. I fell head over heels. We tied the knot in under 12 months. When my grandmother departed this world, she bequeathed me $180,000, her complete lifetime savings. Grandma Clara had been a retired bookkeeper who endured a harsh separation in the 1970s. Her initial spouse concealed assets and abandoned her penniless. She dedicated her remaining years to financial prudence, recording every detail, placing full trust in no one. She never warmed to Marcus, remarking that he was overly smooth, exactly like my grandfather had been. I dismissed it as excessive worry, outdated thinking, far too guarded. When I mentioned using the legacy to assist Marcus in starting his eatery, she didn't refuse, yet she required what she termed a minor precaution. She had us execute a formal IOU containing precise wording regarding ownership shares and investment rights. At 25 and deeply smitten, I placed my signature without close examination, tucked it among outdated filings and greeting cards, and erased it from memory. Grandma left us 3 years afterward. Sudden cardiac failure during rest, tranquil according to reports. I wept for weeks, yet that paperwork never resurfaced in my thoughts. I was fully occupied constructing the saffron room. That became the title of Marcus's aspiration. I shaped its complete aesthetic. Soft illumination, revealed masonry walls, saffron-hued pendant lights that inspired the name. I developed the emblem, the menu layouts, the entire identity. I labored 16-hour shifts beside him across 3 years as the place fought to gain stability. I drew no wages. I sought no recognition. I was convinced we were crafting our shared future. And eventually, success arrived. In the 4th year, we achieved profitability. 5th year brought a mention in a regional publication. 6th year included an enlarged seating area. By the 7th year, the Saffron Room ranked as the city's hottest dining destination. That same year, Marcus began staying out longer. I stumbled upon messages on his device unintentionally. I held zero doubts. I merely grabbed the incorrect handset when mine vibrated. Her name was Lauren, 24, golden-haired, employed as a server at our venue for half a year. Our venue, that's how I still referred to it back then. Marcus offered no genuine remorse. He claimed we drifted. He desired change. He insisted the fault lay elsewhere, the classic line when guilt weighs heavily, but admission feels unbearable. He initiated separation proceedings. His legal representative charged premium rates and pursued aggressively. Mine cost what my budget allowed, far less. In court filings, Marcus presented records asserting the eatery scarcely covered costs. 30,000 yearly earnings, he declared. The operation faced hardship, he maintained. Little existed to split. I recognized the deception. I'd witnessed bookings, packed tables, growth, but exposing it demanded expert financial review, costing at least $10,000 up front, funds I lacked and couldn't secure. Thus I accepted terms, $40,000 plus our simple home with its manageable loan. He retained full control of the eatery. Merely 3 months post-finalization, he wed Lauren. She shared ceremony images online, captioning them divinely favored. I viewed them in a moment of vulnerability. Then I severed digital contact and vowed personal renewal. That occurred 14 months prior. I believed recovery had taken hold. I slowly revived my interior work, accepting modest commissions, covering expenses, striving to ignore the vanished existence. My feline turned into my sole evening company, frankly an improvement. Unlike Marcus, she paid attention during conversations and never once urged me to relax, instantly elevating her above most gentlemen I'd encountered. So what brought me to the saffron room that fateful evening, only to receive a face full of wine? A business discussion with a promising prospect. Theodore Vance, 58, managed several upscale lodging properties and sought an interior specialist for his latest acquisition. This represented the largest chance my faltering career had seen. His aide booked the table at the city's premier spot. I remained unaware of the location until the cab halted before the entrance. My insides sank. I nearly instructed the driver to continue, yet abandoning the appointment felt impossible. Inside I went, asked for an out-of-the-way spot, and silently hoped to complete the meal unnoticed. I nearly succeeded. Lauren noticed my name among bookings. I discovered afterward she'd obsessively monitored my online presence throughout and beyond the infidelity. She recognized my appearance precisely. She'd examined me the manner anxious women scrutinize predecessors. She lingered until my discussion with Theodore progressed, then neared our spot wearing a grin lacking warmth. Inquired whether I found her establishment pleasing. I remained courteous. Remarked the cuisine impressed. Wished she'd depart. She persisted. She intensified, labeled me pitiful, declared I lacked decency appearing there. Then she seized my glass and flung its contents straight at me. Silence engulfed the room. I could have yelled. I could have sobbed. I could have announced to all listeners precisely who shaped that place and financed its existence. Yet I refrained. I calmly cleared the liquid from my vision, regarded her steadily, and departed. Theodore trailed me outdoors. He offered to cover cleaning expenses. He apologized as though responsible, and he regarded me with an expression absent from my life for too long. Esteem. Home that evening in ruined attire, I believed prior pain had mended. Events proved otherwise. The injury remained fresh, tender, actively hurting. Yet another sensation stirred within, dormant for 14 months. Not grief, not victimhood, clarity. If this narrative captivates you so far, kindly press subscribe and share in comments your viewing location plus current time. I personally read each remark. Your encouragement carries immense value. Now returning to the turmoil. Footage surfaced digitally 48 hours afterward. A patron captured the incident fully. Naturally, smartphones everywhere turn embarrassment into entertainment. The recording displayed Lauren hurling wine, my stunned pause, my dignified exit. Uploaded to TikTok captioned "Wealthy spouse douses unknown lady at upscale venue." In 2 days, it reached 200,000 plays. Regional media covered it. Articles emerged discussing venue scandals, possessive partners, female solidarity, yet none grasped my identity or motive. Audience reactions divided evenly. Some hailed Lauren as fierce guardian of her domain. Others deemed it battery and urged legal action. No one sought my perspective. I existed merely as the enigmatic figure doused in wine, a minor role in another's tale. Then Marcus issued his response. He shared it via the eatery's social page, sleek, refined, undoubtedly drafted by a specialist. It conveyed sorrow that his former spouse opted to dine there and stir disturbance. It stated his partner merely shielded their household from provocation. It extended best wishes and hoped I'd attain tranquility. I reviewed it thrice. Each pass constricted my chest further. He portrayed me as unhinged, fixated, resentful former partner unable to release. And possessing greater reach, his account dominated as fact. Afterward, contacts flooded in. Mother advising I should have anticipated trouble entering that space. Old acquaintances hinting perhaps I'd become that type of former spouse. Distant relative forwarding divorce recovery piece with note thinking of you. No one inquired what truly transpired. No one questioned why someone silent toward X for over 12 months would abruptly appear to disrupt. The plot had solidified. I became antagonist. I drifted through 7 days numbly, handling minor tasks, tending my cat, persuading myself the storm would pass unnoticed. I erased online profiles as alerts overwhelmed. I ignored unknown callers. Then Theodore Vance phoned. I nearly declined. I presumed cancellation of our agreement. Why align with scandal-tainted designer from viral clip? I prepared for courteous dismissal. Instead, he surprised me. I'm assigning the lodging redesign to you, but that's not my reason for calling. He proposed casual coffee chat. Zero obligation, pure discussion. I agreed, nothing remained to forfeit. We convened at quiet spot distant from center. Theodore chose plain coffee, dove directly in. He recounted how 8 years prior his younger sibling, Sophia, endured near-identical ordeal. Married to proprietor of laundry chain. Separation saw falsified figures presented claiming decline. Sophia received virtually nil. She struggled long while X thrived. 2 years later, she located forgotten paperwork proving personal funds injected into venture. She consulted specialist attorney handling such matters on success basis. They pursue because provable deceit guarantees victory. Theodore passed business card. Name, Miriam Harlan. I gazed at it extended seconds. Impulse urged acceptance. Caution urged refusal, claiming closure. I confessed uncertainty about revisiting history. 14 months spent progressing. Reopening meant reliving betrayal, separation, disgrace. Suppose defeat. Suppose his resources and counsel annihilate me utterly. Suppose emptiness discovered, leaving me seeming spiteful. Theodore refrained from insistence, merely noted his sibling posed identical doubts before concluding honesty outweighed peril. I accepted card. That evening in solitude, I pondered why I'd avoided probing Marcus's accounts earlier. Response straightforward yet agonizing. I lacked resources. Financial examiners demand $5,000 to $15,000 baseline. Solid separation counsel seek $10,000 up front. Post-split I scraped rent. Suspicions abounded yet couldn't fund proof. Success fee attorney transformed possibilities. Should Miriam Harlan accept, payment deferred until triumph. First occasion since separation genuine opening appeared. Next morning I scheduled office visit. Merely inquiry, I assured myself. No firm commitment, just clarification. 3 preceding days I prepared intensely as though facing major examination. I scrutinized retained statements repeatedly. Sorted chronologically, applied color markers, drafted marriage business chronology on notepad. Never matched preparation level for my ceremony. Perhaps precisely where issues originated. That period I maintained special archive, captures, slips, monetary papers encountered. Grandma frequently declared records preserve what memory discards. Meaning eluded until necessity struck. Miriam Harlan's workspace defied expectations. Absent lavish tower, plush seating, framed credentials wall, just tidy modest office space, orderly cabinets. Professional prioritizing substance over show. Miriam, 49, keen gaze, straightforward. Minimal chatter beyond solid greeting, water offer. She positioned opposite with notepad, opened with 4 decisive terms setting entire direction. Share complete truth, omit 0 detail, I complied. Full account commencing initial encounter. Romance, legacy funds contribution, venue construction, 7-year union, affair revelation, separation agreement, viral recording, facial wine dousing. Nearly 60 minutes spoken. Miriam noted diligently, posed pointed queries without derailing. Concluding, she set pen aside, posed pivotal query altering trajectory. Precisely how transferred funds. I clarified grandmother's bequest $180,000 directed toward Marcus for eatery launch. Miriam inclined closer. Existed paperwork, any formal pact regarding contribution. I nearly denied, marriage rendered unnecessary. Yet halted, recollection emerged hazy then sharp. Grandma Clara at table passing paperwork requiring signature preceding disbursement. I described her career vigilance. Prior spouse's 1973 asset concealment leaving her destitute, lifelong meticulousness, complete distrust, especially towards suave gentlemen. Requesting advance inheritance, she consented yet demanded minor safeguard, formal note with complex terms unread. 25, passionately devoted, marriage deemed eternal. Signed, stored among relics forgotten. Grandma departed 3 years hence, never revisited reminder, perhaps presumed recollection when required, perhaps overtrusted. Miriam's demeanor shifted. Queried document retention. Truthfully uncertain, nearly decade elapsed. Relocated twice, possibly stored among labeled grandma items unsorted. Miriam insisted location priority above all. Home I went, devoted full weekend to hunt. Residence transformed chaos, boxes, aged files, forgotten returns, saved cards, images from distant existence. Twice nearly surrendered. Aching spine, strained sight, convinced discarded in forgotten purge. Final container yielded discovery beneath recipe binder, unsent furious presidential correspondence. Single sheet, edges aged, dated decade prior. Formal phrasing, template typed, bottom bore manual signatures. Mine, Marcus's, read deliberately now. Note confirmed $180,000 receipt for dining venture formation. Crucial segment mid-page clause. For investment consideration, recipient acknowledges investor retains 40% ownership interest post-establishment. 40%. Grandma hadn't gifted funds. She secured agreement I held nearly half-constructed outcome, notarized via attorney acquaintance, rendering enforceable. Floor amid cartons I wept, not sorrow, overpowering release. Grandma shielded me posthumously, youth and folly blinded me. Delivered to Miriam following day. She scanned twice, reclined, uttered unforgettable line. Your grandmother possessed exceptional intelligence. Then clarified legal implication. Beyond Marcus's separation deceit, this concerned legal duty registering me 40% proprietor of the saffron room. Never executed. Instead asserted full ownership at incorporation. Reiterated full claim during separation, presenting diminished worth figures. Conduct transcended inequity, constituted deceit, potentially misappropriation, certainly litigable. Yet complication existed, Miriam noted. Establishing stolen value required proving true worth. Separation court shown 30,000 yearly gain. Demonstrating higher figures proved separation deceit plus court income concealment. Concealment to court implied likely IRS concealment. Miriam met eyes squarely. Prepared for potential outcome. Understood query, justice desire sufficient risking ex's incarceration. Considered deeply. Recalled laughter shared spouse. Poetic food discourse hand-holding at funeral. Then recalled elsewhere. Magazine feature 6 months post-separation read in low moment self-torment. Query on achievement, Marcus declared words searing memory. Constructed this venue from zero using personal effort, finances, vision, 7 years uncompensated labor. Hers nothing. Asked Miriam initial step. Near smile appeared. Commence filing motion reopening separation agreement citing fresh proof, deceit, civil action, remainder hinges investigation outcome. Agreed. First occasion 14 months felt advancement versus endurance. Miriam inquired additional grandma materials. Mentioned recipes, unsent angry political notes. Miriam joked recipes unlikely aid yet admired record-keeping discipline. Proceedings commenced discreetly. Absent theatrics, confrontations, merely documents waiting. Miriam lodged reopening petition week 6. Basis clear. Fresh evidence, deceit. Submitted grandma note plus affidavit detailing prior unawareness, misplaced storage years, lost amid union collapse. Filing public Marcus inevitably notified. Miriam forewarned yet emphasized irrelevance. Court response required legally, no social media spin. Court indifferent to image management. Week 7 Miriam engaged forensic examiner named Harold Klein. Early 60s, neck chain glasses, 3 decades fraud record scrutiny. Contingency basis where strong wrongdoing indicators assured compensation. Harold sought discovery within reopening. Complete venue files, accounts, returns, vendor bills, salary records. Marcus counsel resisted, delay motions, breadth objections, harassment claims, judge approved partial access. Bank records, returns 5 years obtained. Harold detected discrepancies rapidly. Separation shown 30,000 profit, deposits contradicted. Income markedly exceeded return figures. Vendor costs mismatched. Frequent cash removals lacking expense justification. Textbook dual records evidence. One official, one actual, Herald explained. Week 10 development arose. Miriam received courteous professional call from Marcus attorney proposing discreet resolution. 30,000 matter concluded, zero fault admission. Mr. Langford sought avoiding extended strain all parties. Miriam relayed neutrally my decision, considered earnestly. 30,000 tangible cleared debts provided buffer eased pressure. Acceptance ended ordeal. No further counsel past excavation uncertainty. Yet settlement offers carrying financial silence incentive typically signal hidden value. Instructed Miriam rejection. No alternative, explanation, theatrics, courteous denial via channels. Later learned Marcus shattered glass office wall receiving response. Seemingly polished host possessed temper under pressure. Curious 7-year marriage concealed aspect. Or perhaps glimpsed, reframed differently. Rejection proved wise, week 11 surprise arrived. Female named Carla Rossi reached Miriam office, viewed regional coverage. Viral clip sparked minor attention, reopening filing revived cycle. Carla possessed pertinent details, requested discussion. Miriam met initially, included me afterward. Carla 58, silver-haired, weary suggesting prolonged burden. Served 5 years venue operations manager, present during marriage period. Recalled early involvement, unpaid extended efforts, venue survival dependent design plus grandma investment. Recalled termination 2 years prior, stated performance basis. Actual cause accounting inquiries, observed unregistered cash dealings. Separate ledger Marcus maintained mismatched official. Staff partial cash compensation, reporting avoidance directives. Concerns voiced, summoned office, services terminated, escorted immediately post 5-year dedication. Denied staff farewells trained personally. Carla harbored resentment 2 years. Contemplated authorities contact lacking sufficient proof. Merely dismissed worker bearing grudge, credibility doubtful. Now legitimate probe existed, credible counsel. Genuine scrutiny observed matters, provided all possessed. Colleague contacts potentially cooperative. Transaction dates witnessed cash details. Secondary record system description office. Recalled packed evenings register reflected minimal revenue. Crucially, testimony willingness. Week 14 Herald finished examination. Findings catastrophic. Analysis indicated minimum $150,000 yearly concealed revenue. Profitable marriage 4 years totaled exceeding $600,000 unreported. Beyond separation matter, federal scale evasion. Miriam explained choices. Leverage proof negotiate superior separation resolution civilly. Marcus compensates owed, tax matters private, or submit formal IRS report allowing federal pursuit. Second option removed control over Marcus' fate. Criminal findings possible, penalties perhaps confinement, queried Miriam preference. Responded inability advising solely mine. Home reflected 2 days. Residual guilt lingered. Recalled beloved spouse, shared visions, constructed life pre-collapse. Desire truly exist causing federal imprisonment. Then considered Carla, dismissed questioning, 5 years erased instantly. Considered additional staff, under-table payments, possible tax benefit shortfalls unaware. Marcus deceit harmed broadly. Instructed Miriam proceed filing. Submission by week's close promised. Queried certainty. Responded 7 years constructing venue thanked via theft. Minimum ensuring tax compliance equal others. Fairness demanded, I complied consistently. Pace accelerated here. If remaining engaged, gratitude, unsubscribed. Ideal moment, desire your presence conclusion. Week 16 Marcus counterattacked. Counsel lodged aggressive harassment claim. Accusation coordinated effort undermining reputation, operation. Cited wine event proving provocation via uninvited appearance. Alleged media misinformation, anonymous agency notifications. Claim surfaced regionally again. Venue proprietor alleges ex-spouse harassment effort. Online reactions harsh. Portrayals split, bitter unable releasing versus courageous resistance. Full context unknown both sides, shook me admittedly. 3 days doubted entirely, defeat possibility. Counsel twisting narrative villainizing. Ending worse. Impoverished, shamed, judgment recorded. Panicked Miriam call. Allowed venting 10 minutes, then delivered calming truth. Guiltless individuals avoid harassment filings over record requests. Pure desperation. Attempt intimidation, withdrawal knowing impending. Impending materialized week 18. IRS launched official probe via Miriam submission. Not routine, evidence deemed credible warranting action. Genuine inquiry, federal personnel examining 6-year reporting. Separate divorce yet linked crucially, findings eventual public, usable civilly. Marcus retained tax specialist, then additional. Expenses escalated, unlike contingency mine. Hourly counsel drained, funds desperately guarded. Week 20 official IRS demand arrived certified restaurant delivery. Requested 6-year complete records, statements, returns, receipts, invoices, payroll. Accountant alerted counsel. Counsel tax specialist. Specialist another specialist. Warning unmistakable. Serious matter, preserve everything. Destruction federal offense. Learned via Miriam legal pathways. Marcus team full alarm. Records contents known. Question solely damage limitation extent. Truly unforeseen twist week 22, not mine, not IRS. Originated Lauren. Overheard weeks hushed legal discussions, mounting tension, increased consumption since probe began. Initially dismissed inquiries, minor X interference. No concern, Lauren far from foolish, perhaps superficial, prestige-driven, yet perceptive. Began independent review, online case study, assembling reality. Grasping magnitude, concealed earnings, federal risk, potentially devastating penalties, she acted characteristically. Self-preservation. Week 22 separation filing. Mutual discord, undramatic, no statements. Quiet record entry, exited before liabilities shared. Wine throwing, restaurant claiming, blessed existence woman fled difficulties arrival. Surprise absent honestly. Marcus battled triple fronts, reopening versus me. IRS federal probe. Fresh separation new spouse. Charismatic domain disintegrating rapidly. Week 24 counsel delivered terminal counsel. Cooperate IRS, resistance futile prison probable. Cooperation penalties fines supervised release. Likely no incarceration. Clean admission sole viable route, yet self-constructed snare. IRS cooperation demanded true figures admission. True figures admission exposed separation falsehood. Interlinked deceptions. One exposed unraveled entirety. Week 30. Desk finalizing Theodore lodging redesign. Phone rang. Miriam concluded stated. Requested repetition. Explained Marcus counsel arranged comprehensive resolution. Civil 40% evaluated worth received, plus withheld share compensation years. Current valuation diminished scandal, approximately $450,000. Share neared $180,000. Added $85,000 damages, expenses. Approximate total $265,000 recovery. Federal, Marcus admitted evasion. Supervised release exceeding $200,000 penalties. Permanent record. No confinement reputation shattered. Expressed gratitude Miriam. Responded unnecessary, I handled core effort. Disconnected remained silent extended period. Absent bubbly fanfare, no orchestral crescendo, pure alleviation, releasing long carried weight, shoulders finally eased. Evening marked occasion non-saffron takeout. Average noodles, yet wine-free face, advancement. Saffron room sold 3 months afterward, Marcus compelled, penalties, fees exhausted resources. Shared dream venue transferred out of area group. Bargain price, 40% original. New proprietors contacted. Aware case, intrigued original designer. Refresh consultation interest. Graciously declined. Page turned permanently. Certain spaces better left unvisited regardless ambience, sharing final outcomes, then releasing you, Marcus. Recent reports chain venue position beyond city. Not executive chef. Not junior. Supply coordinator, shift overseer, euphemism ordering, attendance ensuring. 1-bedroom residence, ongoing penalties, tax arrears years ahead. From nothing builder currently constructs nothing. Lauren, separation concluded swiftly. Minimal dispute, minimal assets remained. Received 0, nothing existed claiming. Current whereabouts unknown, truly indifferent. Certain narratives require no closure. Certain individuals merely segments sealed. Carla Rossi. Question-asking dismissal recipient. Leveraged testimony materials wrongful dismissal action. Out-court resolution sufficient funding Italy journey described. Send appreciation note wine bottle. Retain note enjoyed wine. Superior vintage versus Lauren's Throne Cabernet. Theodore Vance. Evolved major patron later friend. Lodging refresh earned area design honor. Ceremony introduced me toughest individual known. Remarked toughness merely persistence polished branding. Myself. Utilized resolution establishing personal design practice. Compact premises single aid entirely mine. Documentation confirms restaurant aesthetics focus presently. Irony acknowledged satisfaction present. Understand environment. Comprehend functionality appeal belonging creation. Anger departed most astonishing discovery. Investigation months anticipated victory elation conclusion. Vindicated. Flag planted grand triumph. Reality differed entirely. 6 months post-resolution cafe coffee near workspace. Adjacent table young lady phone stressed. Conversation fragments audible. Partner urging business investment. Repayment assurance. Hesitation reluctant seeming uncooperative. Ended call stared beverage seeking guidance. Typically avoid stranger interaction. Unsolicited counsel avoided. Yet expression echoed 25-year-old self. Hopeful trusting affection sufficient safeguard. Met gaze smiled. Offered single remark departing bill paid. Decision yours ensure written record. Retain duplicates. Surprise registered momentarily slow nod followed. Uncertain adherence. Hope affirmed. Homeward journey realization struck. Marcus occupies minimal thought. Absent rage. Absent gratification. Essentially absent. Mere acquaintance past. Name linked occasional anecdote. When inquired work existence documentation insistence reason. No longer marriagera self. No longer wine-drenched stared at individual. Different person presently. Individual genuinely appreciated. Ultimate retribution whispers. Absent spectacle clashes exposure pleading observation. Ultimate retribution silent. Constructing existence so fulfilling history reduces mere recollection. Singular occurrence. Survived event, nothing further. Gratitude immense viewing. Additional compelling narratives await screen. Select one immediately, avoid missing finest segment. You'll adore it. Until next tale.